this week it's a bit of a mix-up, honestly. A little bit of everything, and we're looking through the arched window. We have the new cooling tube, which is identical to the one that's on there, except it has the wire in the middle there. Can you see that? Well, after the last weekend of sunshine, we had snow again this week. Crazy weather. I'm not going to bore you with the whole process all over again because it's exactly the same as it was last time, but I just wanted to thank everyone for subscribing to the channel. Reached a little milestone, got my custom URL for the channel, and we're getting subscribers daily now, which is great news. Unbloody believable. Brand new hose, got 2 holes in it. Just incredible. Third time lucky, hose number 3, no immediate leaks, so that's out of the body of it, which is a good sign. Not sure I'm confident in this manufacturer though, honestly, but we shall see. Okay, little test run around the block. Put the hood down properly. I'm sure that's not an issue. Hopefully it won't fly up in my face. I was going to go down there, but I'll carry on down this way. All kinds of traffic. All kinds of traffic. So now I'm just going to sit here with a glass of wine and see what the temperature gauge does. No leaks, which is a good sign. No leaks there. No leaks there. So I'll try and be a kingfisher and hold the camera level while the car rocks when I rev it, just to show you what that looks like. Try that. Building up the temperature nicely. Fans should kick in shortly. My old 69 Stingray used to overheat regularly in the UK every time I took it out. No excuse for that at all. This motor, in temperatures over 100 degrees outside, so far, apart from when it blew the hose, has never overheated. And the fan has kicked in, so that's good. This one never kicks in. Maybe I should look at that. That one's whirring like a bastard. and we're just at the 190 mark, which is perfect, honestly. I mean, the race car, as I said, I think in one of the other videos, runs at like 220, or anywhere between 180 and 220, so 190 is comfortable. I'm actually kind of tempted to sell the old girl as is. There was this advert on Bring a Trailer the other week, the Biscayan, which is actually the bottom of the range. The Bel Air's the middle, and then the Impala. This is really nicely done, obviously, nicer than mine, I agree. And it's got an LS1 in it, or LS2, I don't know. But yeah, interesting, 27 grand. So I had this up for $8,888, and I had some interest. I know there's things that still need to be sorted on it. You know, like I said, it's an endless project, and it's also a little bit personalized, and the next person is going to want to take it in a different direction. Be interesting to see what any of you guys think it's actually worth. I'd really appreciate that in the comments. You can be rude and say SFA if you like. I don't know. A very good reason for letting her go is that obviously I need the space in the garage for the Stratos once that's finished, and then she'll have to live outside, and that involves covers and things parked on the driveway, and yeah. So let me know what you think. You may remember there was a blank black circle down here. I was going to get a Tink logo, but I decided to use this instead. There's actually quite a lot of significance behind this, because the centenary of Arizona being created was the year I moved out here. Arizona apparently was born on the 14th of February, as was I. So yeah, it's all kind of interesting. Obviously need more junk in the garage, so I bought these today. Almost new, 80 bucks the lot.
Piston engine! What'd you buy that for? Ooh, the bargain! Ooh.
This one dates back to the 70s, I think, and it's very clever because it won't explode. Chopping now to the Stratos. This arrived today. Another ECU, because the first one, Mike, lost. It'll probably turn up sooner or later. Anyway, this is the same part number, but it's half the size, which is good. We like that. That's adding lightness, as Colin Chapman used to say. And it's got a pigtail as well, so that will come in handy as a spare. So that's good. And these very special bolts. Being awkward, Alfa Romeo decided to make 7mm bolts for the rocker cover, valve cover. I ordered them so long ago I'd forgotten, and they just turned up the other day. I had 8, but we needed 10, so I had to buy another 8. Correction, I had 10, we needed 12, so I ordered another 10. Back to these, the race team was suitably unimpressed with my purchase, not realising that when we cross the border, if we fill them up in Arizona, it's going to save us a couple of bucks a gallon, which means they will have paid for themselves in 2 fill-ups. You can do the maths. I've also been debating refitting some kind of front mudguard. This is not the original, doesn't have the big side panel coming down the fork, but it will fit in the original back piece, which I'd already fitted. I kind of like that. I know cafe racers are no front mudguard kind of machines, but I kind of like that. Might do that. And I'm also thinking about something to cover up kind of the back end of the lights, just a mini kind of fairing, which is why I got the mudguard out, because I tried that before, if you remember. Still don't think that's going to work, but I'm thinking of something. And yes, it's because it's still sat here because Derek hasn't been able to come and get it yet. But I have found a solution to that. I bought one of these off Amazon. It's arriving Friday, I think, which will be a multi-purpose device for transporting motorbikes in general. So watch out for a new purchase, potentially. Got my eye on a couple. But what it does mean is I can take the bike to Derek and that'll make life a lot easier. That's the theory anyway. We shall see. As you can see, the alternative mudguard is a lot shorter than the original. And doesn't have all that clobber down the sides with the reflectors on, which apparently are a requirement in the USA, but not in Arizona because anything goes. So all I need to do is drill another hole for that locating pin in the back piece to match it up, and that should work. I'm going to give that a go. I'm just going to check that measurement between the 2 points, put an Allen key through there, get the old micrometer on it. There you go, there's the micrometer on it. I'll just pull that out. Pretty bloody good. A little bit further out. Okay. Using an Allen key to locate it at the back. That's about where I want it. Unfortunately, I drilled the locating holes a little bit low, so it sits a little bit high. I don't know. The old mudguard used to really hug the tyre really tight. I mean, there's literally less than 5mm clearance on the tyre, which was a bit crazy. I think that'll do. I've got to make the hole a little bit bigger, so that'll bring it down a little bit. Just happen to have some Allen bolts that are exactly the right, perfect snug fit. And even the head disappears into the well there. So a little bit on the long side, but still clearance on the tyre, and that mudguard, that rear mudguard, doesn't move in relation to the tyre. It's on the same fixing, so no suspension travel going to be a problem there. As always, it's the right fiddle to get to the back of that with a nut. The simple solution would be to take the gold piece off, but it wouldn't, because the brake cable needs to come in between the gap. So I should just have to persist. That side's on nicely. It's so tight in there that I can't even get in there with my finger on the other side. I was attempting to use this little device again, but we're going to have to resort to good old-fashioned duct tape. Also got my nice little blacked out Allen screws, bolts, for those F4 signs, so they'll blend in a lot better than the silver ones. The corner of the tank pad was actually kind of just lifting up because it's on that curve there, you can see. So at the risk of sticking my finger to the tank, we reverted to our old friend, the super glue, and that worked nicely. Same on the other side. So hopefully that'll hold now. Just used the tiniest little bit of glue on the end of a cocktail stick, got it up and under, and then held it down, hoping that my finger wouldn't become part of the fuel tank, which it didn't. So that's all good. Crank that up a little bit more in an effort to stem the very minor leak, but unfortunately it hasn't. and it appears to be leaking off that. There's a drip. Wow, that was good timing. So I'm thinking it's one of these welds actually that's the problem, which is annoying. Debating whether to fill that hole and paint it or just put in a dummy stud to match that one. I think I'll just put in a dummy stud because I'm lazy. Job done. It's funny looking at this retrospectively and all the aggravation I had in finding a place for the ECU and getting it all to fit nicely, and looking at the fuel tank, you know, I mean, potentially could have cut off and remodeled the fuel tank to give extra space underneath it for all that stuff. Except of course it gets a little hot under there, so that might not have worked. Talking of which, I have ordered another belly pan actually. This one. Firstly, because it might actually work as a belly pan, and second, it might actually work as some kind of fairing cover for those lights, so we'll see when it turns up. I don't know about that front mudguard after going to all the trouble of fitting it. Would like to hear what you think, honestly, so give me a yay or nay in the comments. I can take it off, easy enough. Always handy to have lots of little bits of wood lying around, different shapes, different thicknesses, lengths. This one's propping up the seat right now. Perfect. So I can see under the tank. Wondering about something like this. You may or may not remember the kind of radiator guard that I bought from a jigsaw. Cut the front bit off. Would fit there quite nicely. Something like that. Yeah, no. And more good news on the Stratos, the elusive wheels, which Lister Bel just started at the beginning of the year using a new manufacturer in Italy who had to jump through a load of EU hoops, undoubtedly. Anyway, they finally shipped them. And of course there was a load of BS with customs because I guess the forms weren't filled out properly. So they've been sat for a week in Tennessee and they're on their way finally. So I know the Stratos is one of the more popular projects, and you'll be glad to know something will probably be happening next weekend. If not, I may tackle the trunk on the Bel Air. I might even make a lamp out of an exhaust manifold. Thanks for watching another episode, and hopefully we'll have some more Stratos news soon. Remember to subscribe to the channel and encourage others to watch my lunacy.